Alright guys, Broheen here from the Gamers Emporium. How's everybody doing? So, I just got done making a guide on Harbinger single target DPS, and I realized that it's a little bit long, so I know that there's a term that I adopted from my PlayStation friend named A Dying Breath that's called high speeds. So there's some players out there, and there's nothing wrong with this by the way, but there's some players out there that are what I call, or what we call, high speeds. And what those are is people that just want the gist of everything summed up, and they want to get moving and just do it right away really fast. So the point of this video is to go over Harbinger in a quick method to where the people that don't want to watch 25 minutes of Harbinger explained because they already know what Harbinger is and they have been playing it for some time now, and they don't need to know all that extra information. So let's jump right into it. So the new build is 54 Harb, 8 Chloro, 14 Stormcaller. If you guys want, you can pause the video right here and enter in your numbers on the soul tree for yourself. I may decide to build the link and build it on a website and post in the description. Haven't decided yet, but probably will. Your level 61 is Final Breath, followed by Rejuvenating Presence, Mental Cynosure, Sparking Destruction, and Arcane Manipulation. So we're going to skip over the skills. We're just going to go right into macros. The spam, all these macros will be in the description, by the way, so you can copy and paste them out of there. So there's a Harb spam macro, which is basically used all the time unless you get a proc or unless you're using Tempest Winds. You need this Lucent Slash macro just to basically make Blazing Light rebuffed. Tempest Winds is going to be there with the not active charge blade. Cast Tempest Winds because you want to maximize damage on that. That is your strongest hitting ability. Your proc macro, use it whenever you get a proc. I don't care what you say, use it whenever you get a proc. The dots are together. I put them together. It's recommended to keep them on separate buttons, but I put them together just because it's easier that way. And then you have a charge gain macro, which just consists of a cancel buff, charge blade, and then cast Rending Slash. So that's it for the macros. As far as bar placement goes, we'll start with buffs. You're going to use Eldritch Armor, Life-Giving Veil, use your Eldritch Crystal, and then you're going to want to use your Salvage Tablet, your Renewing Seed, and your Barnacle Rune. The weapon of choice is going to be the Reaper's Blade, so might as well take that out right away. Keep Luminous Weapon up on there in case you have to do some mad AoE, and then Blade Rush for charging in and starting off the combat for the most part. Now the main bar, the bread and butter of this build, is your main spam macro. Right next to it is your proc macro. You have your Lucent Slash, so you can re-debuff the enemy with Blazing Light. This is going to be used for opening. This is that dots macro with Piercing Beam and Piercing Beam and Blazing Light, and then Rending Slash, your charge gain macro along with Tempest Winds, and then Living Storm is there. You can use that if you want. You get a self heal here. You can use Bloom. The macro is not current there, but you can use Bloom. And then you can use Radiant Spores if you want. Introspection on the bar, just in case you run low on mana, you can gain some back. Keep an interrupt on your bar as well, and there's also a stun here too. In Plane of Retreat, in case you get into trouble, you can teleport backwards. So now the rotation is basically going to be this. You're going to want to start off dotting up the enemy with everything you got, which is Piercing Beam first, because that's a 30-second cooldown. You're going to put Blazing Light on him, which is 16-second cooldown, and then you're going to hit with Rending Slash 3 times to get your 3 stacks, which is a 9% damage increase. From that point on, it should maintain itself through the main spam macro. Then you're going to want to follow those dots with Tempest Winds. And by the time Tempest Winds is over, you have some time to hit your main spam and some procs in there. But then you're going to have to hit your Lucent Slash to basically reset the timer on Blazing Light. And then after 30 seconds, you're going to have to manually put up Piercing Beam. So keynotes, keep Blazing Light, Piercing Beam, both on at all times. Don't let them fall off. Keep your Rending Slash at 3 stacks on the enemy, and don't let that fall off. Use Tempest Winds pretty much after all your timers on all your debuffs on the enemy are really high. So for instance, if you just refresh your blazing light on the enemy, then you're going to want to use Tempest Winds after that, just so that way you're not in the middle of a 3-second cast bar and blazing light falls off. That would mean you're in serious trouble DPS wise. So we're going to go right into a rotation here. We're going to do it for about 2 minutes and check the DPS out, and then we'll pretty much call the video good. Everything else you can get out of the description and be on your merry way. Start off with some buffs. Rending Slash, you'll see the K alerts active here. There's 3 stacks. Tempest Winds. We already have a proc, so let's hit that. Do some main spam stuff. We'll refresh Blazing Light. Some more proc. Really got to add a stop casting syntax into that macro. Another proc. Alright, piercing beam's falling off. We'll refresh that. Refresh your blazing light. Almost missed it. And now's a good time to hit Tempest Winds, and I accidentally canceled it, so that's a fail on my part. But you get the gist. We will hit that the next time around. If you got some time, throw Living Storm up. Make sure those buffs stay refreshed. You can clip them a little bit, but try to get them as close to the end of their timer as you possibly can. That Rending Slash scared me a little bit. Some time for Tempest Winds there, since everything was pretty much topped off. That blazing light up before the proc. Yeah, and if you guys are button mashers, like what happened earlier with, like right now, I accidentally cast a hard cast of the Vile Spores. You can throw stop casting into the main spam macro, and that should fix that. Actually, I recommend doing that. So I'll probably add that into my, almost lost that. Alright, and we're coming down now. So 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and we're looking at 46.5K, if you caught that on there. So not really bad for being in what's now cruddy gear. I mean, I got some T1 raid gear, but I don't have really, this is definitely not upgraded to where it needs to be. I still have some crappy seals, or graders and lessers. The seal's definitely crappy. I still have some kind of shitty gloves and, shitty gear on. So, 46.5K is really not bad for that. So, I hope I didn't go too fast for you guys. If you want something more in detail, check out my video on the more in-depth 54 Harbinger. If you have any questions or concerns, or you feel like just commenting at all, please leave a message or comment on the video, and I'll respond to them adequately as I have some time. They'll be relatively quick. Don't worry about it. So, but other than that, hit the like button. Please subscribe. There's going to be some more Rift content coming, just in the future. Not right now. Well, maybe a little bit here and there right now, but some other games coming out that I'm planning on more or less doing some videos and doing some streaming on those. So, so we'll catch you all later, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and have an awesome day. Thanks, guys.